Welcome again, everyone, for joining our webinar. I'm Samuel Chiang, and the topic of my talk is expanding the RISC-V horizon and beyond. I'll be introducing the latest processor from Andes to you. So who we are? We are created in 2005. Our headquarters in Hsinchu Science Park. From day one, we are a pure play semiconductor CPU IP vendor. And in the last 18 years, we've been focused on developing RISC processors. We are also a very active open source contributor and maintainer. And with the rise of RISC-V, since 2016, we have decided to change our focus to work on a RISC-V based solution. We have joined the RISC-V International as a founding member, and we are also one of the premier members. Our chairman, Frank Will, he's one of the board of directors, and our president and CTO, Charlie, is one of the technical steering committee members. And Florian, who is in the room with us, is an ambassador to RVI. We are very active in driving the RISC-V architecture globally. We either chair or co-chair many of the task groups, such as the P extension, the IOPMP, and the fast instruction test groups. We are the only RISC-V vendor who is publicly listed. Besides supporting RISC-V architecture, we also focus on developing Andes unique architecture. So our 5th generation Andes Star provide many benefits in terms of performance, low power, and code density to our IP. We have over 400 employees globally, and majority of them are in R&D. We've licensed our IP to over 300 licensees. Andes site, which is our proprietary integrated development environment, has been used by over 87,000 developers. And our customers, who put our IP in their silicon, the cumulative shipment has been surpassing 12 billion and still increasing. I think we are witnessing that RISC-V is becoming one of the mainstream embedded architectures. And the many leading IC design companies, as well as leading tech companies, they have selected to use Andes RISC-V processor, and then their silicon are shipping to many of the growing key application areas. So let me give you some examples. In the mobile space, we have leading mobile SoC vendors. They license our processors and design into many of the controllers inside your smartphone and handsets. For example, the Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, sensor fusion, and touch and display controller. And they have really good shipment record based on our very reliable, proven IP. In the IoT space, Renesas, HP Micro, Neuron, Telink, and the leading internet company, they have adopted our core for their NPU and MCU series. In the storage space, Phison, they have licensed our core and use it in their enterprise-grade solid-state disk controller. In the cloud and AI space, String Computing, SK Telecom, and the leading North America internet company, they license our processor and use it in the data center AI accelerator. And the key reason is that we have the leading vector technology in the RISC-V world. 5G space, we have HQ and Picocom. They use our processor in the small cell base station design. And in fact, our processor IP is used in the European satellite chip. And this company, they chose to work with Andes because of our very advanced technology, our excellent technical support, and our rich portfolio and growing roadmap. So let me introduce our portfolio and the roadmap to you. So on this table, you can find our the processor which we have officially released, and our customers are shipping in volume with this IP. So on the vertical axis, we classify them according to their performance level in different series. The entry series, the 25 series, which feature 5-stage processor that run really fast and are very compact. The 27 series, we have added the main boost technology from Andes Star to the 25 series. so increasing the overall memory throughput. The 45 series is extremely popular. They have A-stage pipeline supporting superscalar as well as multiprocessing. On the horizontal axis, you can see that we also categorize the different processor according to the most suitable application they can support. So we have many processors suitable for embedded control. With our leading vector and DSP technology, we have processors suitable for this type of application. And we have many processors supporting MMU, which means that they can run Linux or Android as an application processors. And then FUSA stands for functional safety. So this processor will be certified according to ISO 26262. And then we call them the safety enhanced processor. We position ourselves as the leading RISC-V commercial and technology provider. So you can see that many of the processors are first to the market with the leading technology, such as D25F, the first processor to support DSP and PAC-SIMD, NX27V, the first RISC-V 512-bit vector processor. Both are very successful with many customers in volume production. And N25F SE is the first ISO 26262 full compliance safety processor. It's not just a safety-ready solution, it's full compliance. So with that, we are building on top of our existing portfolio. We'll be introducing our premium series, the AX60 series, which will feature 13-stage processor that supports out-of-order processing, multiprocessor architecture. And the first member is the AX65. In the 45 series, we will be introducing AX45MP-V. So V stands for vector processor. So we are adding advanced vector technology to our AX45MP. And then next to it, you can see the single core variant. It's NX45V. And also we'll be introducing another safety enhanced processor, D25F SE. So D means it supports advanced DSP operations. And D23 is our latest high efficiency processor. It's very secure, very low power, and very flexible. So very good for different IoT and embedded designs. In the rest of my talk, I will be give you an overview for each of the processor we will be releasing this year. So let me give you an overview for AX65. It's an out-of-order superscalar multi-core processor. So it's the first member of the A60 series and has a very deep pipeline, 13-stage pipeline. It will support the latest RISC-V architecture, such as the scalar crypto extension, as well as Andes, advanced cache management operation CMO technology. And then it's only the first member of the AX60 series. In the future, we'll also be introducing AX67 that support new RISC-V technology, and then also a 60-SE safety enhanced series to support functional safety for automotive designs. It will offer performance surpassing ARM Cortex-A72, comparable to that of ARM 75 and Cortex-A76. On 7nm process, it can run above 2.5 GHz. And on a per gigahertz basis, we can offer 2x the performance of AX45MP. And we are engaging with early customer. So on this page, you can see the pipeline design and the cluster microarchitecture of X65. It's a 64-bit processor. The ISA is RV64GCVK. K stands for scalar crypto extension. It can support up to 8-core multiprocessor running symmetric multiprocessing SMP. 13-stage out-of-order pipeline, and to support the out-of-order execution, we have a 128-entry reorder buffer, and it can support 4 instruction issue and decode, and then execute this instruction on 8 execution engine. which include 4 ALUs, 2 full-feature load and store unit, and 2 floating-point units. And to mitigate the long latency associated with branch misprediction, we have advanced branch prediction technology, a 2-level branch target buffer, and TAG-L loop predictor branch predictor. So on a per core, it can support 64K private IND cache and the shared 8 megabyte L2 cache. It has a 256-bit AXI4 bus interface, memory map I/O interface, and coherent peripheral bus interface. Because of the new architecture design, it has many performance uplift over other processors such as the AX45MP and the AX27L2. So if we focus on comparing X65 versus X45MP, you can see that it runs faster, right? 2.5 versus 2 gigahertz. Looking at the integer benchmark, core mark is 63% more performance. Spec in 2K6 is 2x more performance. And then looking at the floating point benchmark, Embassy FP-mark, it's up to 90% more performance. LinkPack, it's 2.8x more performance. And also it has almost 2x more memory bandwidth compared to X45MP. So if you're looking for a very high-end processor that can run Linux, Android for multimedia, networking, 5G, then X65 is an excellent processor for that. So let me give you an overview for X45MPV. It's a 1024-bit vector processor and also supporting multi-core. So it's a new member to the popular AndesCore series processor, and it inherits all the features from X45MP. And also we are adding to it the new vector engine based on our over 3 years of field experience from the predecessor NX27V. Yes, 64-bit 8-stage dual issue processor and support up to 8-core SMP and then up to 8 megabyte of L2 shared cache. The vector engine itself is also dual issue and can deliver optimally 6 vector results per cycle. These type of advanced vector processors are really great at processing large parallel data sets. For example, it's excellent at processing AI, training, inference, automotive ADAS, AR, VR, computer vision, and multimedia type of applications. And we are also engaging with early customers. So here we can see the microarchitecture of X45MPV and then the multi-core cluster. The ISA is RV64GCBP. P is for our DSP PAC-SIMD extension, and V is for the vector extension. It's an 8-stage in order dual issue processor. On the scalar engine side, you can see it supports many configurable options, such as the MMU mode, whether you want to run support FPU floating-point unit or DSP, configurable IND cache and local memory, ECC support, and very importantly, our Andes custom extension, which is a powerful technology to support user-defined instruction with our automatic creation of the logic and the tool to support it. The level 2 subsystem is support up to 8 megabyte shared L2 cache and multi-cycle support for high density SRAMs, and also support many up to 64 outstanding instruction data prefetch for overall increase in memory bandwidth. On memory bandwidth, it can support up to 512-bit memory interface to support a very large data set associated with vector processing. So let's take a look at the vector engine, the pipeline, and the architecture. So it supports the vector RVV 1.0 extension and various data formats from INT8 to INT64, FP16 to FP64, as well as we uniquely support INT4 and BF16 data format that are needed for ML type of workload. VLAN stands for vector length, vector register length, and DLAN is the data path length. So again, configurable from 128 to 1024 bits, and they can be paired in either 1-to-1 or 2-to-1 ratio. So if you want a more compact data path, then you can choose in a 2-to-1 ratio. And optimally, it can generate 6 vector result per cycle. How it can achieve the high throughput is because it can issue up 2 vector instruction per cycle and feed them into many parallel functional units, which are listed here. And we also support data forwarding. We call that a channelable technology. And as I mentioned, our powerful ND custom extension is supported by AX45 MPV. So we can extend that to support a vector engine too. So on the bottom right, you can see a typical design we find in the AI accelerator in data center. So our customer would design their own hardware engine, and then they will use our vector core for some kind of data pre-processing or post-processing because the core has more flexibility. And then with the ACE technology, we can instantiate the Andes streaming port for efficient data movements between the 2 engines, and then use the ACE instruction, custom instruction to drive the processing by the hardware engine. And because of the new vector design, if we compare the performance with NX27V, and then for compute bound loop, it can run up to 40% faster. And because of the 2x outstanding transaction support, for memory bound loop, it can run up to 50% faster. So it's a great processor if you want to process a lot of data for ML and AI on either cloud or edge application. So next, let's look at our functional safety capable processor, the D25F SE and the N25F SE. So as I mentioned earlier, our N25F SE is the first RISC-V processor that's passed the ISO 26262 full compliance. And in fact, it has already been designed by our customer into many automotive ECUs, like the radar, sensor, touch and display controller, automotive MCU, and automotive storage. And the key for automotive segment is that you need to have functional safety support, as well as passing ISO certification. So in the last several years, Andes, we have invested a lot of resource and efforts to set up our company to develop and certify automotive grade IP core. For example, in 2020, our development process is certified by TÜV to be able to develop ASIL-D level processor IP. And it's based on the ISO 9001 QMS certification. And then the product itself, 2022, we certify N25F SE to be compliant with ASIL-B, the ISO 26262 2018 edition, and all the relevant processor part 2458I we are all compliant with. So that's a very good start. And then this year we'll be officially introducing a follow-up solution, D25F SE, safety enhanced processor. So you will have many similar features as N25F SE, but adding DSP capability to it. And it also supports the ND Star technology, such as Codense. It's a patented technology to reduce code size. Stack safe or hardware-based stack protection. It's actually one of the safety mechanism, functional safety mechanisms. Memory subsystem, flexible IND and local memory sizing, AXI or HP bus interface, and very good SoC support, integration support in vector interrupt support, waveform interrupt power management. I think most importantly, it has we offer the safety package, which include comprehensive safety manual that outline how we implement the safety mechanism, how we support the safety life cycle, etc. And then we also provide the FMEDA report, which is the full coverage report that our goal is to help our customer for very easy and smooth certification of their chip. So what benefit does the DSP extension give you? It's great for processing, codec, audio and voice codec, and some type of endpoint machine learning workload. And we also provide Andes DSP library with over 320 functions. And you can see that looking at different type of codec, benchmark, and keyword spotting benchmark, with the DSP support, you can get 2x to up to 9x performance uplift. Additionally, D25F SE also support RISC-V. B stands for bit manipulation support. So one advantage is that I can accelerate crypto and checksum operation. So it's really great for networking crypto like TLS, SSL type of algorithms. So you can see for commonly found security operation like SHA-256, AES, and MD5, it has significant performance increase with the B extension support. So it's a great core supporting DSP, and you can use it to design various type of ECU for automotive. So last but not least, let me introduce D23, which is the latest high efficiency core. It's very compact, very secure, very low power. The characteristic for D23 is that it supports the latest RISC-V, many of the latest extension. I mentioned about the K scalar crypto, CMO cache management operation, ZCE, it's a kind of advanced code size reduction technology. And then it supports many advanced security functions, as well as our AndesCore V5 architecture. So it's very compact. It's only a 3-stage pipeline design, 32-bit. So you can configure, make different trade-off decisions. You can configure very small, like less than 50K gate, or you can push it to run fast, up to 800 megahertz. It gives you a very robust, performance, 4.1 core per megahertz, 2.0 DIMMs per megahertz, as well as supporting many configurable options, cache, local memory sizing, multiplier optimizing for size or performance, and great SoC integration support with standard JTAG, instruction trace support, and optionally you can integrate timer and debug module in the CPU subsystem to save your effort in overall SoC development. And because of its features and flexibility, it's great for different type of IoT and embedded chip design. And here we list the different applications that D23 can be useful for. For example, touch and display, wireless controller, security, very important for smart home design. DSP, it's very helpful for a variety of applications like sensor control, battery and charging control, advanced motor control. So overall, a very versatile processor. So in summary, I think we are seeing that RISC-V is definitely becoming a mainstream architecture choice. And it's happening now, right? We have shown that many leading companies are already putting our Andes RISC-V processor and are shipping their chip in volume in different key application areas. And we are stepping up our effort in bringing to market more Andes processor this year. So X65 high-end multimedia processor can run Linux, Android, X45 MPV, great for running large parallel processing in ML and AI. We are adding DSP to functional safety, automotive design with D25F SE, and then a very small, secure, low-power D23 for AIoT design. And then together with our tools and software solution and our ecosystem, we really believe that Andes will be the best, RISC-V CPU, solution provider that for you to work with.